good. Sorry about the delay. Just had to get the crowd noise going. Fellas, welcome aboard. Match of the day. We're taking our first trip to Super League 6. Haven't been to Super League 6 before. I know very few of the players in Super League 6, by the way. Literally very few of the players in Super League 6. I'm excited to see what some of them are going to do tonight. Top of the table clash, as always, St. Mirren. 6 games, 5 wins, 1 draw, 20 scored, 5 conceded. Swansea right below them. 6 games, 5 wins, 1 loss, 15 scored, 8 conceded. 2 very potent offenses and 2 very decent defenses tonight. Of course, the race for Super League promotion is there. The race for European football is there. The race to win a title is there. Regardless whether it's Super League 6 or not, you always want to win the championship, always want to win a title nevertheless. Players to look out for today, just purely off of stats. Again, I know very few people. I know Jamnut. Jamnut is an OG. I remember this guy running around back 6, 7, 8 years ago in the VFL, I think at least, unless there was a similar name to Jamnut, but I'm pretty sure PlayStation based. 9 goals, 1 assist in his 8 games. Lockery behind him as well, the co-gaffer, 3 goals, 8 assists. He can play everywhere though. Clean sheets, saves, man of the matches. He's got everything in his locker. And as well, Guna as well. 5 games, 5 goals, 5 assists. Dangerous. You've got like a trio of damage there waiting for St. Mirren to go in. Of course, for Swansea on the other side of things, listen, Josh Blake has a checkered history in VFL when it comes to management, but he is in a title push this season. No doubt about it. Hopkins is the main man. 7 goals, 3 assists for him as well. Jexy, if that's how you pronounce it. 5 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. A bang since he's been in the team. And Angry Lump, 4 assists. Again, I used to play attacking midfielder. I love an assisting attacking midfielder. Even the clean sheets as well, not bad. Theo as well, 2 clean sheets, 14 saves. Maybe he could get a couple more saves here and there. Maybe the gaffer's not recording every save or every stat, but yeah, I think 2 well-rounded squads today. I don't know what kind of game we're going to get. The history of match of the day after the first week has been 2 draws and 1 win. Are we going to see another draw tonight? It is 2nd versus 3rd in the Super League 6 table. We don't have long to wait. We're over and up to it. Best of luck tonight to Swansea and, of course, their opponent, St. Mirren. 4-2-3-1, the old formation, the old stomping ground of a 4-2-3-1. Love it. Thank you very much as well for the follows to the lads from St. Mirren and also Swansea. You're good to go whenever you're ready. Let's get you guys in and going. Again, look at this front 4 from St. Mirren, man. Lockery, Jamnut, Blairsy and Guna. That there is a very dangerous top 4. That's the kind of top 4 that you will be sitting there and saying should be competing for a title, should be competing for European football, should be competing for the top honours in this season. And again, let's not ignore the players below them. I do know roughly of Mikey. I've seen Mikey floating around. I do know roughly of Was 97 as well. The rest of these guys, I think I know Noxie, but again, there's been so many different kind of Noxies around the league in the last like kind of 14 years that I could be thinking of a different one. But again, I like seeing games and watching games where I don't know the players, to be honest. I do. I think it puts a spotlight on you guys. I think it puts you in the limelight for an international call-up. Again, we know the Euros are coming in January. You know, people want to be playing for their countries, for their nation. So, you know, I like it. I like it. So let's get going whenever, though, fellas. You're good to go whenever you like. I'm on 10th loan, Aura Farming in League 6. Talk about me, you sausage. Well, show me something kinetic. I don't know which one you are on the field, but hopefully tonight you rock out, man. Thoughts on Schalke tonight? I have no idea. I tried to get Schalke on from actually. They rejected it. They said they don't want to do it. Actually, that was last week. Tell a lie. That was last week. Matt, good evening to you as well. You're absolute stud. Here we go, though. We're in it ready. We'll turn crowd noise down just a smidge. It's a little bit loud in my ears. We're here and we're set then. Best of luck to you two. Like I said, a top of the table clash here in Super League 6. The only divisions after tonight we haven't done a match of the day on, Super League 5 and Super League 1. Everyone is clearly jittery about being on the camera in Super League 1. No one wants to do it. Of course, as well for the gaffers, if you're listening to this, Blairsy, Lockery, Josh Blake, we'll be doing post-match interviews afterwards. You want to come on and meme it a little bit, then by all means, have a mic, we'll get you on. As long as it doesn't sound like you're in a tin can, you're more than welcome. So, kits here for tonight. White kits for none other than Swansea and then St. Mirren in the black strip. Again, both of these two have been near enough faultless. 15 out of 16 points before today for St. Mirren. Or, no, 15 out of 18 points for Swansea. 16 out of 18 points for St. Mirren. second in the half there. Blazy into West, 97, pokes it through. Look at this movement as well. That's one guy you got to be on the lookout for tonight. Lockery is going to be absolutely chasing down defenders. I think of the Swansea defenders tonight, I think this is going to be an easy game. They've got another thing coming. They're going to be tested in terms of their focus and their concentration. And so far, the opening 6 minutes show that. It's been non-stop offense from St Mirren. However, Swansea will have a counter-attacking threat. Josh Blake has built this team to be one that can survive waves of offense and can give you a quick punch. Got that Diego Simeone feel about it, do the Swans. That ball there, though, towering towards the keeper. As Theo there, 2 clean sheets, 14 saves in his opening 6 games as a Swansea player. Adds another one to his list. Jamnut there, back to Was. Plays to the left-hand side of Jamnut once again. Jamnut going to be one of the key creators in this team tonight. Jamnut looking, spinning, turning, finds Lockery back over into KW though. KW just about gets it away to CD. Out in there, distributing the ball out to the left-hand side. That's what Swansea got to be a little bit careful of tonight though. I will be honest. Swansea have got to be careful in the sense that they don't get too complacent around it. Look at that. Nearly the first chance and the first big moment of the game comes from Swansea. We talk about that quick punch, that quick counter-attack that they have. You just saw it there. That's huge. Right down the other end, though. Look at this. St Mirren now through Lockery, wanting to get his feet moving. That's the only thing. I think I'm excited for this Swansea attack. I just feel like the Swansea defence have to respect their opponents a little bit more. When you're kind of playing out from the back, it can backfire so quickly. If you're taking too many touches tonight in front of Lockery, in front of Jamnut, you are going to get dispossessed and you are going to be the reason your team concedes. So just have to be aware of that, be a little bit more aware of the pressure. But so far, Swansea probably going to be the more confident of the two. They should have had a clear goal there. It was a great goal line clearance in the end from St Mirren. Blazy over up into Noxie, finds Lockery, goes down to Guna. As KW now spinning and turning, goes over into the left-hand side of Red. Finds Corey, now Angry Lump. Talked about him a little bit in the build-up. Great assisting mind. Josh Blake, the gaffer, dinks that one up and headed away by you. There's Josh Blake again, though, on the outside. Goes over into Red. Red here, spinning and turning. Tries to take that shot, but just again, the ball nicked away from his path. Guna, now down this right-hand side, finds Lockery. Lockery so alone, though. Gets a big switch there. Huge cross that actually works. Great touch by Jamnut off the chest here, but again, no options for him in the centre of the box. Jesus Christ, Mikey there with an absolute huge collision with the Swansea player. And in the end, nothing really comes from it. Maybe thought referee was going to pull out a yellow card or something, but nothing to see. 25 minutes in, and it's got that Super League 6 feeling. It's got that kind of back and forth kind of car crash feel to it. This is the type of game that can finish 0-0, type of game that can finish 4-4. Really is. Blazy over to the left-hand side again, goes to Mikey. Mikey now into Lockery. Lockery back across to Was. Blazy in the end to Red. As now Was just sweeps up and keeps an air of composure about him again. Definitely seems like St Mirren trying to kind of slow down the tempo a little bit and try and stifle that momentum of Swansea, who are attacking down this left-hand side again. There's Red, dinks it in. I think Red could have drove the ball in there, maybe taken a kind of angled shot. I think Red's got to have a little bit more confidence. There was in so much great space. I think it'd be cheeky not to have an attempt, test the keeper. We've seen some wild shots beat some keepers already this season. Dan Knox now goes back over into Guna. It's a lovely slip ball there into Lockery. And Lockery tries to weight the ball, tries to get that kind of curving triangle ball if you're on PlayStation. Y ball on if you're on Xbox, trying to get it around the keeper. Didn't happen though. Red here again. Tries to send that one up, and Mikey 10 again. Not losing a single defensive header tonight is the St Mirren man. CD back to Adam. Finds Callum. Goes over into CD. CD back to Red. Goes to Yusuf. Or you, whoever prefers. That one cleared. Said, for all the kind of promising, football that St Mirren have played, still the biggest chance tonight is the possession of Swansea City. Got to see St Mirren kind of got to go. This is the problem with 4-2-3-1, and it happens so often. If maybe you're a little bit raw for the formation, you have this formation almost converting inadvertently to a 4-3-3. Have one middleman, two wide men, you've got nothing in the middle. You have to find some sort of midfield balance here. You've got to have people push up and assist you in those attacking transitions. Guna goes down into Jamna. Left-hand side here is nice. Finds Mikey. Mikey here sends that one in, but again, nobody able to get ahead of the Swansea defender this time. KW now. Just before the brink of half-time, Swansea having maybe one more attack here. Sends it, but again, another defensive header. Goes wayward. Back it goes here to the back line of Swansea, and that's half-time. So listen, talked about it before, match of the day. We've had 4 episodes. This is episode 4 tonight. We've seen 2 draws and 1 win. I said this. I think this is the type of game that we're seeing where this could end up a 0-0. This could end up a 4-4. Definitely both teams, I think, are going to have positives to say about that one. Swansea will say we should have scored. We absolutely should have scored. It was a fantastic goal line clearance from the defender. I think there's more concern from maybe Lockrey and Blair's side because they've not really had any shots. They've not had any moment where they've had to test the keeper. And that usually is indicative of a little bit of trouble in terms of chemistry, maybe a little bit of trouble in terms of the midfielders filling up the gaps when they're pulling out, when the forwards are pulling out wide. I think there has to be a conversation there, definitely, in that kind of brief interval about how they can be more up there together. They need to crash the box together. Swansea, I think, have just got to keep doing what they're doing. They've shown that those kind of quick-fire counters can work. I think the only real criticism you can give Swansea is they've got to be a little bit more brave with the shots. Like I said, I would have liked to see Red on that kind of darting inside run take a shot at the keeper. Regardless, 0-0. The points so far would be shared. Lovely ball here. Cleared once again from Adam. Swansea backline tonight putting in a real shift. Adam gets it over into CD. And Swansea get themselves moving again. Red links that one forward. It's a bundle here. Look at this. So Josh Blake tries to get the ball, but the referee puts the whistle to the lips and says that there is a free kick. Knox goes down into Noxie. You've got Knox and Noxie, eh? Already a bright green chemistry line forming. Adam dispossessed there. That's what I'm talking about. The respect between the defenders and the attackers. And that's the first goal of the game. The first shot, the first goal for St. Mirren. I said it in the opening 10 minutes. At some point, Swansea were going to need to be a little bit more respectful to their opponents. Their defense have been flawless, but you cannot take touches in front of players like this. They've been punished not through any issues with the line being wonky, but purely because of a moment, a lapse of concentration, falling asleep at the wheel. You have to be quick, you have to be reactive, you can't be taking those heavy touches in front of players of this quality at St. Mirren, especially their attack line. Like I said, Jamna, Guna, Lockrey, fantastic in terms of their press mechanics, and they've shown it there. 1-0 to St. Mirren in their first shot of the game. That's got to be a real kick in the balls for Swansea, because they played so well. They really have. Now they've got to get on the horse, they've got to get on the saddle here and show us why they're title contenders. You can go 1 goal down, you've still got 40 in-game minutes to kind of find a way. However, if this one goes to 2-0, maybe St. Mirren will be the one saying it's game, set, and match. Theo there, not going to be happy, I think, with his defender either. Definitely feel like the keeper can't be blamed for that one. So a cutback, what can the keeper really do other than try and make a presumptuous guess as to what's going to happen? You cheat on your line, you get near posted. You follow the runner, then you know it opens the near post. It's such a tricky situation being a keeper, especially on this game. All I keep hearing every year, to be fair, but more so this year, is how keepers have been hard done by. Clean sheets, a thing of the past. Lockrey here down the left-hand side. Spinning and turning, fires that one in. That's another attempted great ball from Lockrey, but again, one of them are going to pay off at some point. That's what he'll be saying. Ball there goes up and flicks on over. Finds Dan Knox. Back over into Guna. Guna now has the support of Blairsy, the gaffer here. Ponytail wagging in the wind. Goes on the inside. What a ball from the gaffer there. Lockrey back over into Guna. Guna could have had the brown marker. This man here could have had him on a pass. And look at this now. Down the other end, Corey tries to run forward, but again, just offside. And the referee says, not today. Bring it on back. Noxie back to Blairsy. Guna. And as far as Callum, look at this though. Still St. Mirren prowling in the final third. Looking for an attempt here. But nothing there. Even Erling Haaland's in the crowd tonight. He's loving what he's seeing. Red Charging down the left-hand side. Where's he going to go? Sends that one into the near post. Still absolutely nothing to see there, though. Guna back to Was. Something has to happen here for Swansea in the next kind of 10 in-game minutes. They've got to keep putting Mirren under pressure. Can't allow St. Mirren to play football. Jack there, just too much of a touch. Runs into traffic. Jamnut back over into Mikey. Mikey into Oos. Gets that one from left to right. And this is what you're going to start to see now. St. Mirren know they have the lead. Know there's 20 in-game minutes left. Roughly, you could say, what is 20 in-game minutes? Maybe about 4 or 5 real-life minutes. Just slow the tempo down. Keep the possession. Don't do anything silly. Josh Blake finds Angry Lump. Lump here goes over into KW. KW now finds Lackey. Goes back into Callum. Callum into CD. Red back to Adam. Adam there, though, misplaces the pass, and Guna locks onto that one, but that's a poor one from Guna. No doubt he's going to be feeling the wrath from his gaffer there. Can't be giving the ball away for an easy throw-in like that. Not in a tense position like we're currently in. The ball there floats up, headed away by Callum. Back down, of course, into Guna, who's had so much of the ball today. It's a big switch of play from one side to the other again. Great touch from Jamnut, but the referee says that was offside. I tell you what, Jackus is struggling here. The amount of times Jackus has turned into traffic, where he's been immediately swarmed, really hurting Swansea. They've got to give him some support over on that right hand, or that left hand side, excuse me. Callum there, just marshalling the box, and just about gets that one away to CD. Red there, mistimed pass, finds Jamnut here. Jamnut takes the shot, easy save by Theo. 10 minutes to go. Swansea need to find a little bit of consistency and accuracy. Their passing in the last kind of 20-25 in-game minutes has gotten progressively worse. I think they'll accept that. They'll admit that. Need to find a way to get things moving. CD over into Corey. Could this be the moment? No, it's a big block there. Could he have slipped through Josh Blake? I think Josh would have been saying yes, he could have. Unfortunate. But there's positive signs here with 5 minutes to go. Poking it forward, Jamnuts picking up the slack, and this is where you can see now for St. Mirren, the word from the gaffer has clearly been, boys, get back, help us defend this lead, get this 1-0 over the line. How do Swansea break down this low block is the question, is the conundrum. CD runs into Noxie, though, can't release the ball quick enough. It's been the case tonight, a couple of moments when they've been reactioned. KW goes up and over, finds Josh Blake, finds Jackus, goes across Jackus, not able to get it across. Out of bounds it goes for a throw in. 2 minutes to go. Swansea still very much with a slight chance here. Ball goes back to Jackus, sends it into the blue mop in the middle of the box. Has to win his header. Mikey there, though, the safety net gets that one away. Flings it forward, and this looks like it's going to be a St. Mirren 1-0 win tonight. One last roll of the dice. Swansea have to send it. Sends it in, though, and it's cleared by St. Mirren. Game, set, and match tonight. St. Mirren not at the races for their attack, I'll be honest. I expected a lot more, but they made it count when the opportunity presented itself. It was not a moment of brilliance from St. Mirren's forwards. It was a moment of a lack of concentration from Swansea's defence. You'd have to say tonight, I think, if Josh Blake looking back at that game, watching it back, it isn't a case where St. Mirren beat you. It's more of a case where you beat yourselves there. If that touch doesn't happen, if that dispossession doesn't happen, worst case scenario, this game finishes 0-0. Best case scenario, maybe St. Mirren get a little bit, pushy. You get one over the top ball, you win the game for a counter. But yeah, I mean, listen, you would rather it happen now than in the European kind of placement or in the European qualifiers or whatever at the end of the season. Definitely good signs there from Swansea. I loved Swansea's composure at the back. A little bit too relaxed at times. I do think that the counter-attacking football is nice. It works. Gave St. Mirren some challenges at points, but yeah, tonight it's difficult because, again, it was such a good performance from Swansea. Swansea had the first big challenge, the first big shot on goal in the game, but to lose it like that, to one mistake, to effectively one shot the entire game, it's never nice. It's never a nice one to take on, but what can you do? Listen, we'll open up the phones, of course, if Lockery or Blairsy want to come on and do a post-match interview, they can. Same to Josh Blake. If Josh Blake has got a mic and wants to come on and do a post-match interview, he can. Let me know. Get involved, and we'll take it from there. But, yeah, I mean, listen, for Super League 6, good game. Tight game. Good game. And I feel for Swansea. I feel for Josh Blake. I feel for Swansea because that should have been a draw. It should have been a draw, in my personal opinion. It should have been. We'll see, though, if Josh wants to. Of course, you don't have to come on and do a post-match interview. You don't want to. You don't have to. But, yeah. Fine if not. It always adds to the match of the day experience, doesn't it? I'll float that out to Blairsy as well. I know some people would have jetted off to go watch I'm a Celebrity. Nerds. But you can only cast the offer out. So good. I mean, listen, clean sheets as well. I'll tell you that much. Again, for a game which has kind of not got a lot of kind of emphasis on defense, was good tonight. Was good. Nah, sorry. There you go. Josh Blake has locked the Swansea team in the dressing room, and he's hair drying the absolute life out of them. So for Swansea, it's a 1-0 loss tonight. Lessons to be learned, maybe I think the complacency in the defense, but hey, you know, not the worst performance in the world whatsoever. For Blairsy and Lockery, I think they'll be happy. I don't think they've got too much to say either. I think the Super League 6 guys just want to get in, get out, and play some FIFA, so I can respect that. So no post-match interview today in Super League 6. They're not interested. One dressing room locked up, having a rave. The other dressing room locked up, having a shouting match. Regardless, these two will be battling until the very end of the season for the Super League 6 title. We'd expect them both to be in the Europa Conference League at the end of the season. Commiserations tonight to Swansea, but congratulations to St. Mirren. You weren't at your best, but when the opportunity presented itself, you were potent, you were clinical, and that's what you need to do to win a title. Good night. We'll see you probably for Sunday's next episode of Match of the Day, because I've got some Madden stuff to do tomorrow. Take care, take it easy, and we'll see you when we see you. Good night.